They're on the wrong side though. They can't pom-pom Jim. You're just gonna have to slide
Rider University Conference Services is dedicated to providing one-stop, affordable conference planning. From planning to execution, their professional and dedicated staff
you guys got 50
will work
minutes.
to make your event a success.
50 seconds.
Whether you're planning a regional meeting for 20 or booking an upscale banquet for 300, their staff will find the right space and services to suit your needs. To learn more about Rider University Conference Services online, it's rider.edu/conferences. By phone, it's 609-896-7700. Rider University Conference Services for all your conferencing needs.
Well, Rider sports fans, as you know, nothing better suits an athlete or a business than versatility. And WB Mason brings its own unique brand of versatility
20 seconds.
to the business arena. Most WB Mason sells office supplies and office furniture at amazingly low prices. But did you know also sells maintenance facility products, snack room supplies, and more. For more information, it's WBMason.com. That's WBMason.com. Who but WB Mason for all your office needs.
One team, one fan base, one university. You're listening to Rider Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx, online at 1077thebronx.com, and on app. Search and download WRRC1 and WRRC2.
Early start, didn't get a chance to talk about a whole lot here. Lynn Milligan last night in the film session said our defense has got to dictate the pace of this game.
That was the parting shot. It will be the defense that wins or loses the game today, and that's the defense that will keep you in a game. We know that anytime you start to fall behind a little bit. She talked about controlling Smith, Tonya Smith, not letting her get a run up the court. She talked about controlling Bellis, I believe was to try to keep her from going to her strong hand. She talked about Bethea with her quick turnaround from down in the post, and Whitfield, who will shoot the three just right off the touch, catch and touch.
So Emily Fazzini will shoot free throws for the Rider Bronx right now. And Fazzini at the stripe on the season. As there's a tremendous meeting in front of us, and if we can break up this meeting, that would be tremendous. Meetings should always happen before coffee, donuts, and all that should happen later. It's Fazzini at the free throw line as we will wait here as we get you aboard on a Thursday morning, a second game, believe it or not, of the tournament already, as they're checking out some clock issues above us. And the scoreboard is not working, so they're working on the scoreboard there. So they will pull the two teams off to the side right now. And again, Dick, just talking a little bit about what we witnessed last night. And these two teams run similar offenses, don't they?
They do, and that's what in the film session last night, Lynn pointed out that, look, what they do is almost the exact same thing we do in one of our sets. So we should be familiar with it and be able to stop them. She basically said there's nothing that they run that we haven't seen. Now, as you mentioned to me earlier in the day, that also means that St. Peter's should be somewhat familiar with what Rider runs.
Well, we've got the issues with the scoreboard taken care of. Nice job by the folks here in Albany. And so that will send Emily Fazzini, an 80% free throw shooter, averaging 9 points a game, 10 a game against the Peacocks. And the first free throw is good. Emily's had a nice run down the stretch, announcing late in the year that she's going to forego her last year. This is her senior year. Has really turned it on as the second free throw is good.
She really torqued it up a little bit in a couple games where she had great runs offensively.
Yep, season high against Monmouth. That was 25. That was down the stretch as the Peacocks own the basketball. Up 4-3 here. Travel blue shooting to the right. Whitfield out high to Meyer. They share on the perimeter with Bethea. She puts the ball on the floor, wants to muscle against Duggan, gets around her and gets two.
She stayed low, Duggan stayed high. Knees straightened up, arms up, she got up underneath Duggan. Ryder switched just about every exchange that time.
And that's the first points for Sajanya Bethea from Levittown, PA, Pennsbury High School. Fazzini, who played at Archbishop Carroll, now to Perkins, mishandles the basketball, and a turnover. Meyer down the wing to Smith. Fazzini waits for it defensively. Screen set. Smith in the lane. Stops. Fade away. Up. Good.
Smith over the top. That's what they talked about last night. Emily played over top the screen, and Smith still did a little step back right in about 10 feet from the basket and knocked it down.
4 of the 5 started for St. Peter's early on. All have baskets. Rider trailing in this one. As they go mid-post, Gilcrease back out high to Pillay, dump back into the post. Spin move up, no good. Offensive rebound. And falling out of bounds is the Rider player, Pillay.
They went inside to Rita, and she kicked it back out to repost. When she reposted and they sent it back in, she was a little deep. She got down below underneath that box. And when she made her turn to go to the basket, she had no angle there.
So that gives St. Peter's the ball back here. A confident basketball team with that win over Mara's second to last game at the Yanatelli Center. As Meyer, and a three off the hands of Valles.
They're a very enigmatic team. You don't know what's going to happen with them. Are they up? Are they down? Who's going to make the contributions? Right now, they're clicking.
Duggan holds the ball, looks to distribute, gets it back to Pizzini, who bobbled it, sets the screen for him. Right side fire to Pillay. Valaskite on the floor for the first time for Ryder. In the lane, Duggan, blocked by Bethia, got it back, put it up, missed, tapped it back up, gets the roll for two. Staying on the ball was Duggan.
Well, she stayed after that after the first block. Ryder's first field goal of the game comes at the 13:25 mark.
Trailing on the scoreboard right now, 11-5. Defending to the right in the home white. Smith now runs the offense with Pillay. They're trying to set a screen. Takes the dribble to the left. Jumper short. Duggan rebound off the floor.
I'm not sure that's really her shot right there. It was a good one for Ryder, bad one for St. Peter's. I think she was a little deep.
Ryder with the ball on the offensive side of the court. From the right of the key, Duggan, free throw line right over to Pillay. Monod flares it out to Gilcrease, now to Pizzini. 10 to shoot. Pillay looks at the clock. She's working with it with 8. She'll drive down the right side, and she is fouled by Meyer. And that'll be number 2. Valles, that'll be number 2.
Good take. She saw a little opening and said, why not? Went to the basket with it and drew the foul. She got the step on Bellis. And it was a good, strong move to the basket. Now, this is where Manel has gotten a lot better. She's become a pretty good foul shooter.
66% and won a game in February against Canisius with .03 on the clock. Canisius eliminated earlier this morning from the postseason by Monmouth by a dozen.
Now,
Lachey Banks will come up off the bench for the Bronx.
And the X factor, as we call her, and as Lynn referred to her last night.
In and out off a miss on a free throw. The rebound is taken by Sajanya Bethia and the Peacocks.
Alan Mustafa, their sixth man, is coming to the game.
She put 14 on Ryder at home. Sparks called with a travel. Rebecca Sparks making her first appearance as well. Timeout on, no, excuse me.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it Sparks who really almost brought St. Peter's back in that first game up there?
Well, they came back in the first game. Ryder blew a 13-point lead.
And I thought Sparks had a lot to do with that.
Well, it's going to be Manil Pillay and Ryder down 11-6 with 12:26 to go in our opening half with a basketball. Running baseline right to left is Pizzini. On the perimeter to Valaskite. Free throw line right to Banks. Now turn and shoot by Pizzini off the right wing. Good.
Nicely done. Catch, shoots, all the space. Going away from the basket, but she got a nice little pivot, square up. Put down about a 10-footer right there.
M's got 4, Ryder's down 3, 8 minutes into the first half. Sparks and a charge is going to be called.
No, they got an illegal screen.
Illegal screen, and that's going to be against
Tala Hughes.
Hughes coming off the bench. Timeout on the floor. 11:58 to go, first half. Ryder down 3 with the ball when we come back here on 107.7 The Bronx.
Ryder Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx is proudly underwritten by Zero Graphic Document Solutions. Doing good. Copy, print, fax, scan, color, black and white. Zero Graphic Document Solutions is a business center for every business. Big or small, work group or department, headquarters or branch office, whatever your size, your workflow is growing and needs greater, more flexible, and affordable productivity. At Zero Graphic Document Solutions, they offer systems from world-class companies like Xerox, Comic and Ultra, and award-winning service Geographic Document Solutions promises your satisfaction. That's why over 2,000 businesses have trusted XDS to be their copier vendor. If you'd like to hear more about how XDS can help your business, it's 888-545-0100. That's 888-545-0100. On the web at www.xdsinc.com. Geographic Document Solutions, your local document company.
107.7 The Bronx, WRRC FM, Marksville, New Jersey. The only station where you can hear exciting high school and youth sports, plus Rider Bronx baseball, basketball, and ice hockey.
First Union Center, Dick Weissman, Jeff Nolan, and Rider early on, struggling from the floor, 2 for 11. It is 5 for 11 for St. Peter's as Lynn Milligan continues to dip into her bench, and Taylor Wenzel will make her first appearance. It'll be Wenzel along with Banks, Fazzini, Duggan, and Valaskite as they will be matched up against Mustafa, Sparks, Hughes, Meyer, and Whitfield. Wenzel touching the ball, running the offense in the absence of Pillay on the bench. Finds Fazzini for a 3-try. That skims the rim, no good. Baseline rebound, no. And they say Lachey Banks was out of bounds.
Lots of energy again from Lachey, though. Last time, excellent pass into Fazzini to make that basket. That time, good hustle to try and save a missed shot.
Rebecca Sparks with the basketball to Whitfield, over to Mustafa, ball fake right. Now they go into the post, and Whitfield got open around Wenzel and lays it up for 2.
And she did a great job of once she got open to seal Wenzel off with her body.
Hand off to Fazzini on the perimeter. Emily around a high screen. Back over to Lachey Banks. Banks holds, puts a dribble on the floor. From the key, jumper up, short. Rebounded by Mustafa, and St. Peter's not giving Ryder second looks. Up 13-8 with 11:13 to go in the first half. Ryder defending the bucket to the right in the home white. Into the post, turnaround use with Banks in her face, gets the friendly roll for 2.
Man, that was a friendly roll. You said it. He got up and hung in the air a little bit and fell through for her. I'll tell you, St. Peter's is making the most of their scoring opportunities right now.
Very focused group early on. Wenzel, slip pass, Duggan in the post, goes up, denied. Ball loose, deflected, it goes off of Ryder out of bounds.
That was Julia trying to chase it down.
Playing down on the post and not giving her a lot of room was Samantha Meyer.
So they're back to 2 bigs now as Gilcrease checks in for Banks. So we stay with, this is 3 starters with Wenzel and Valaskite in the game.
Pat Coyle has gotten the referee's attention for something across the way. And this was away from our attention.
Way far away.
Okay, well, Pat called a 30-second timeout, it looks like, and that's what it is.
Probably the center matchup since Lynn was able to slide Rita Gilcrease back in, and now she has Duggan and Gilcrease on the floor again.
Well, these two teams got together twice during the regular season, with each team winning on the other's home court. St. Peter's won at the Anatelli Center 50-49 when Ryder blew a 13-point second half lead. And then when things returned to the Alumni Gym on February 10th, Ryder held on for a 54-49 win in that one. And they almost coughed up that one too, Dick.
Yeah, that was a double-digit lead also, and it got a little shaky coming down the end. Let's talk about Mustafa for a second. She checked into the game. She is out of the game right now. So we'll get back to that. Let's see. They've got.
Well, Dick, here's
an Ingram is checked back.
Yeah, well, separate from all this, now Lynn Milligan is concerned about what just transpired as well, and she wants some clarity. She was a little confused. Now play resumes here, and Sparks almost dribbled it out of bounds, takes it for St. Peter's slowly into the front court. Ryder defending to the right, down 15-8 with 10:34 to go in the half. Hughes puts a dribble on the floor, kicks it back out to Sparks. Top of the key, jumper good.
Good ball movement. This is what they did the first game up there where I worked with you. And they just get good motion and good ball movement.
Ryder's got to get something going. Down 17-8. Valaskite against the taller Mustafa. Gets the Perkins on the right elbow. Dump to the post. Off the rim. No good. Duggan. And here comes St. Peter's
And
again. Ryder's not getting a second look.
She was posted up so nicely down under. I don't know how she got that open.
Sparks with help from Ingram. Ingram puts the ball in the right hand. Guarded on the perimeter by Gilcrease. Ball stays outside. 13 to shoot. 9:40 in the clock in the first half. Sparks driving down the lane, up off balance, short. Rebound. Wenzel picks it up off the floor. Picks up the dribble, being harassed from behind by Sparks. Stops. Looks for help from behind to Gilcrease. Now settle things down. Right side baseline. Julia Duggan takes control of the basketball in front of that St. Peter's bench. Now it's Gilcrease. 2 passes over to Valaskite. And a roll into Gilcrease and fouled by Ingram.
Nice pick and roll there. Well done and an excellent pass. She timed it properly. Cornelia Valaskite did. Timed it properly. A nice little bounce pass right to Rita as she rolled to the basket. That was beautifully done.
Ingram's first, team 6. Gilcrease, 44% free throw shooter at the free throw line, has gotten steadily better at the stripe late in the season. And the first free throw by the 6'3 senior from Perry Traditional Academy in Pittsburgh is good.
She had a good night at the free throw line against Marist last time out.
She'll be our halftime feature, friends and family, back there in Western PA. We'll be getting a good look at Rita and our senior profile at the break. Stay tuned for that. Right now she's cutting into a deficit with a second free throw. In and out, no good. Rebound deflected around and finally corralled by the Peacocks. Ryder trailing 17-9 with 9:15 to play in the first half. Hala Mustafa with the ball high up over her head, puts the dribble on the floor, and a hand check called on Robin Perkins.
Perkins and Palayev checked back in for Fazzini and Wenzel.
It is going to be Smith along with Sparks, Mustafa, Hughes, and Ingram against Valaskite, Pillay, Perkins, Gilcrease, and Duggan for Ryder. So Sparks and Smith on the floor together, dangerous. Sparks takes the bounce pass from Ingram, stops, pops, up, no good. And Gilcrease owns the rebound right in front of Ingram.
Once again, good ball movement, good player movement.
Perkins fires it into the post, backing up, a block on a double team. Ingram coming in on the weak side to help out, knocked it out of bounds.
Well, Ingram's listed at 6'1", Hughes listed at 5'10". They both got down there with arms up against Julia before she could get it up.
Ryder inbounds, 20 on the shot clock, 8:44 in the game clock, first half. Valaskite 3, that was blocked by Mustafa. We talked about the size difference. That long reach just made Skeet eat that one. Ryder keeps the ball. Pillay drives up off the glass short. And a foul on Pillay going around Sparks for the rebound.
Talk real quickly. Mustafa, as Lynn referred to her last night, and I think I've said this before myself, she is the X factor. To me, she's like the little girl with the curls. She can be very, very good or very, very bad. And when she's very good, she's tough to play with.
Averaging 9 points in a contest. The big one was the 14 against Ryder in game number 2. Sparks leaves it off for Smith. Bumps Pillay into a screen. Goes, drives, up, no good. Baseline rebound, out of bounds, St. Peter's. That was actually almost a punch shove by Smith, sending Pillay into that screen.
Well, yeah, she was like a pinball. She bounced up. She tried to step in and body up against the ball handler, and so she took a bump there. As soon as she came off of it, she went right into the high screen and took another one.
Noni's tough, but that had to hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Now, right now, Sparks and Smith have taken a couple, shall we say, shots that weren't really well advised.
Well, Gilcrease backing herself up in the post, spins, puts it up, and gets the roll for 2. And Big's got to watch it, Dick, because they're collapsing down there every time that ball goes in tight.
They're going to challenge you out inside, and if they're going to give you one, it's going to be from the outside, at least until you make one.
Ryder down 6 with 8:04 to go in the first half. Mustafa stops, holds, looks, goes to Hughes, swung left side to Smith in front of that Ryder bench. She's denied. Looking for a backdoor cutter. They get Mustafa, and she lays it in for 2. Ryder went for the pass and tried to knock it down and missed.
And that was a play that if Mustafa could get up and dunk it, that's what it would have been. They laid it over top the defense toward the rim, and she was able to corral it and lay it in.
Perkins now around the screen for 3. No. Rebound just shy of the free throw line by Mustafa. Here comes St. Peter's. They're going to push it. Drop pass Ingram on the block. Back out. And Pillay with a steal. Stepped right in front of it. No, head up, down the wing it goes to Valisquite. Skeet now looking for some help. Gets it to Banks. Banks a couple steps away. Line drive and a foul. And Banks got herself up there and got bailed out with that foul. And a timeout on the floor. 7:02 to go. Opening half from Albany. It's the 7-10 game. Riders 7, St. Peter's 10, but it's St. Peter's 19-11 on the scoreboard. More after this on 107.7.
Programming on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten in part by Tasty Sub Shop, 1161 Lawrenceville Road, Lawrenceville. Hunger hits you everywhere on campus. On your way to class, in class, after class.
You guys got 50 seconds.
You can't escape it. Or can you? Satisfy your hunger off campus at Tasty Sub Shop. Every sub is built to order using your favorite freshly sliced deli meats and cheese on a soft roll. And your choice of 8 or 16-inch subs at a price that won't leave you digging deep in your pockets. Having a party? Tasty Sub Shop can cater your next on or on-campus event or get together with trays of signature subs and sides. Bite into their special 6-foot party sub that everyone will enjoy. So if your hunger is overtaking you in the SRC, walking along the campus mall, or during open period, your constant hunger will meet its match at Tasty Sub Shop, minutes from Ryder on 206 in Lawrenceville.
10 seconds until we
For a full menu, it's TastySubShopLawrenceville.com. That's TastySubShopLawrenceville.com. Things just got a whole lot tastier at Ryder. Tasty Sub Shop.
One team, one fan base, one university. We're listening to Rider Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx, online at 107.7thebronx.com, and on app. Search and download WRRC1 and WRRC2.
Trailing 19-11, 7:02 to go first half. John Hampton's in his first year on Lynn Milligan's staff, and it's his first tournament. Had a chance to sit down and talk to him yesterday. He's really excited about being here, and so much into it, he's already suggesting places for us to go eat.
After the win.
After the win, he says, Jeff, he goes, right. I got a place. I said, all right, Coach, I'm with you. It's great to have John here with us, first year with the staff in his first tournament, so it's great having John along for the ride. Lachey Banks at the free throw line. First one in and out, no good. Again, this has been a problem for Ryder throughout the entire season. As unable to capitalize right there. Second one by Lachey is good. 2-year starter or 2-year player transferring out of the University of Cincinnati.
Ryder 3 for 20 from the field so far.
Dick, it doesn't take a genius to realize that's not good.
No.
And a steal. Gilcrease put a hand, knocked the pass free, picked up by Pillay.
And Banks was in the right spot there, too.
Robin Perkins on the floor, around the screen. Stops. Free throw line right to Pillay. Back to Perkins. Now to Banks. Banks with a step outside the arc. Goes left side to Pizzini, who's running baseline right to left. Now to the key. Gilcrease on the wing right to Perkins. 9 to shoot. Gilcrease, left side look to Banks. Sets a screen. Shea just inside the arc. No good. Line drive ball goes to the corner, out of bounds. St. Peter's ball.
That's that line drive or dart that she shoots, and when she reaches a certain point, it's front rimming. When she's within that little barrier, that little line, imaginary line, she knocks that down.
St. Peter's up 19-12. 6:10 to play with the ball. Travel blue. Shooting to the right. Half that shot clock is gone. Whitfield on the wing to Smith. Sees the open shot. Takes it. No. Gilcrease with a rebound. Bethea tried to put a hand on it. Rita was able to corral it. Lob up ahead. Banks wide open. Layup good. Rita saw it coming.
That's what you need. An early, easy basket there. Get a couple of easy ones. Make your free throws. You're right back in this game. And they are. It's a 5-point game.
Yeah, that was Mano Pillay who saw that opening and just put it in the right spot. Now Meyer back into the game on the wing. Mustafa up, no good long. Whitfield got the ball, didn't hit the rim, 10 to shoot. Whitfield on the right baseline, holds the ball. Screen set by Meyer, picked up on a switch. Pass goes back behind Smith. Smith, desperation at the buzzer, no. An offensive rebound by Bethea in front of 2 Bronx. Lays it into the lane, up and good by Whitfield.
They missed the shot clock violation by about a half of a second there, and Ryder failed to rebound the miss.
Resulted in 2 points for St. Peter's.
Capitalized.
Now they're down 21-14 with 4:54 to go first half. Pizzini takes a handoff on the perimeter, sees the 3, around the screen, up, way short again, trying to save it as Banks. Ball deflected high up in the air. Whitfield pulls it down for St. Peter's. Here come the Peacocks. 7-point lead with 4:38 to play in the opening half. Fourth meeting of the postseason between these two teams. St. Peter's won the first two. Rider won last year's. Whitfield holds down the right baseline to Mustafa with a left-handed dribble. Marked there by Perkins, stops the dribble, goes to the left elbow. Bethia up, no good. And Gilcrease gets the rebound. Rita, that's number 5.
Good movement, but they didn't get anywhere. Last couple trips, Ryder's done a great job of containing them on the outside.
Bizzini around the screen again. This time she'll drive and lay it in with a left hand. She had the screen, but saw the daylight and said, I'm going to follow the tunnel home. Bizzini now with 6. Mustafa out high, stops the dribble. They dump it in the post. Bethia got around Banks, weak side help, turn around up and a foul. Bethia was fouled after Perkins tried to come over and help.
A little bit of a bailout there.
Timeout on the floor, Dick.
That was a tough shot.
3:45 to go, opening half. 21-16, Rider trailing St. Peter's and Albany. More after this on 107.7 The Bronx.
Rider Athletics on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten in part.
You got a minute and 5 seconds until the return.
Nassau Park Boulevard, Princeton. Whether you need a tent, table, and chairs for your on-campus event, office supplies for your faculty department, party food for your campus organization, fraternity or sorority barbecue or social, you'll find everything you want and as much of it as you need under one roof. It's easy to become a member. Simply present your college ID to receive a free gift card towards your first purchase when you sign up for a Sam's Club. Sam's Club. Savings made.
Rider Bronx Sports is proudly underwritten in part by the Rider University Store. Show off your passion for Rider night, what 80s and 90s sports are going to misconfuse the name with. Store, your official headquarters for Rider University merchandise. From Rider hoodies to fleece, jacks to sweatshirts, tees to PJs. So Rider, 15 seconds until return. Real quick, during the game or during the break of the first, we're going to play a little bit like it won't be able to do that. They're going to make sure it plays correctly. Or GoBronx.com, the Rider University Store, where the Bronx go to shop.
One team, one fan base, one university. You're listening to Rider Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx, online at 1077thebronx.com, and on app. Search and download WRRC1 and WRRC2.
Carlos Coro back at the studio. Hey, check Carlos out every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. It's called Galloping with the Bronx. We'll update you on what's happening sports-wise on the Rider campus. Carlos Coro, 1 o'clock on Tuesdays on RRC 107.7 FM. Out of the media timeout, Sajanya Bethia will shoot free throws for Pat Coyle and the Peacocks. They're up 21-16 with 3:45 to play in our opening half. Bethia, just a freshman, one of 5 chosen to be a possible Rookie of the Year, and her first free throw is good. And she's had a nice season, 9 points and 6 rebounds, and a nice piece for Pat Coyle to build around here.
A 71% free throw shooter, and she makes both.
Yes, she does. And you just kind of look at her, and she does a lot more athletically than you think that she could do.
Right, and you wouldn't really look at her and figure she's a post-up player, but she can handle the post position when she gets down in there. And that creates some matchup problems once in a while.
Yeah, good-looking player, fun player to watch. Rider down 23-16 with the ball in the home white, shooting to the left, 3:33 to go here as Steph Mason in the first half on the floor for the first time. They go into the post. Duggan with a dribble on the floor, put it back up. Her miss and retry, and she is fouled. One thing that Julia Duggan does, when she gets in that post, she goes after that ball until she can't go after it no more.
I knew you were going to say that, exactly. She just stays with the shot. And when she misses, she just go right back after it. Sometimes it works, sometimes she gets a foul.
Duggan's a 70% free throw shooter. Miss number 1.
But you have to credit her for the way she stays after shots down in there.
Rider 6 for 11 from the stripe early on. Jules takes a look at number 2. Connects. Duggan now with 3 points, 5 rebounds. Rider trailing 23-17. 3:17 to the break. Stay with us at the half as we'll feature senior captain Marita Gilcrease, our senior feature. Hala Mustafa with a bounce pass to Bethia in the post against Duggan. Kicks it back out, but nobody there. Picked up by Pillay on the turnover. Noni into the front court to a trailing Steph Mason. She'll come in off the wing with a right hand off the rim, no good. And Mustafa, through traffic, gets the rebound for the Peacocks. Mustafa into the front court, bounces down the right side of Athea on the baseline, denied. Now she'll try it again. She goes up, misses, gets her own miss, put it back up. And Gilcrease with a rebound, number 6. Lobbed up ahead. This is Vizzini, saw the three, put the dribble on the floor. Floats it up and gets 2 off the top right corner of the tape.
Again, good decision making. Rather than opt for the 3, she saw some daylight, went in, a little pull up, and finished the play.
Vizzini with 8. Ryder down 23-19. Steal again. This time it's Mason. 3-on-2. Bounce pass up ahead to a trailing Vizzini. Ball up in the air, short. Duggan got the rebound through traffic to yes and 1. Oh, Ryder running the floor. The gates were open. It was flooded. And a bucket and 1 for Julia Duggan.
That's what you get when your bigs can run the floor. And Julia's really getting after it today. On the other end of the floor, it appears at times that St. Peter's gets careless with their passing, and that's where you can capitalize.
And a 3-point play for Julia Duggan makes it a 1-point game, 23-22, with 2:11 to go here in our first half. All of a sudden, Jules has got 6 and 6. Steph Mason started that play defensively for Ryder. Whitfield stops just inside the free throw line, back out to Meyer. Wanted to hand it off to Sparks, instead puts in the hands of Whitfield. She bounces off a check. Now from the corner, this is Meyer out high. Going for the steal was Pillay. Almost came up with it. Sparks got the ball on a crossover. Inside the arc. Jumper good. Oh, that was sweet.
That was a nice job. Ryder is doing a nice job of anticipating the next pass.
Sparks with a real nice crossover. Twisted up Noni's legs. Ryder holds offensively. White jersey shooting to the left. Buck 23 left first half. Mason to Duggan in the post. Duggan with a spin. Duggan off the rim. Rebounded by Vizzini. Saves it. And Ryder with a fresh 30. On the wing, this is Vizzini 1-on-1 against Mustafa. Doesn't take her. Ball comes out.
That long wingspan, and she allowed Vizzini to just go uncontested to the basket.
Mason with 60 on the game clock. 13 on the shot clock. To Duggan. The Gilcrease on the perimeter, it stays, 9 to shoot. Manoa Pillay around a screen, in a double team, tries to free herself up, ball loose on the floor, turnover, ball picked up by St. Peter's, 2-on-1, back the other way. Sparks on a give to Mustafa, low at her feet, she just pulls the ball out
wisely,
and restarts the offense.
Wisely pulls it out.
36 on the game clock, 19 on the shot clock. Down into the post, but over the head of Bethea and out of bounds, Ryder ball.
Their selection on their passes, I think sometimes they try to do things that they're just not able to finish, even if the pass gets through. And they're dangerous passes.
Well, Lynn Milligan's going to take a timeout across the way. And Ryder trailing 25-22 with the ball, 31.6 on the game clock. So they can use everything for the most part if they want to here.
And that was a nice stop that end, because otherwise they go in up. They go 5 with Ryder having last possession with 31 seconds left in the half. So that was a big stop. Depending on how quickly Ryder can get down here and score, they may get another shot at the basketball.
John Hampton, who's worked closely with the guards, is giving last-minute instructions to Manoa Pillay.
Real good minutes out of Steph Mason defensively.
Ryder with the ball. They're going to see full court pressure. Pillay, double teamed, takes the dribble up to the near side. She's got to work it quick. Fires into the front court to an open Emily Vizzini for 3. No. Rebound deflected to Duggan, puts it up with the right hand, yes. And Jules has got a...
Right place, right time. They did everything right St. Peter's did that time.
And St. Peter's inbound and ran away from the basketball and just cost themselves about 5 seconds on the clock. Sparks out to Hughes. Hughes driving, stop, and a travel. And Ryder's going to get it back with 2.4 to go in the half, down 1. So you're going to see full court pressure, not going to let him roll it in. Pillay's just going to have to throw it. No, with the home run pass, no, never got rid of it.
Good move.
What a fun first half. Ryder struggled early, found their footing. They'll go into the locker room behind a solid final couple minutes by Julia Duggan and the defense, only trailing 25 24. We're going to take our time out. When we come back, our final senior feature, Rita Gilcrease from Western Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She told me, well, her dad's from Detroit, so they just say soda and they don't say yuns and pop like they do out there in Western PA. But you're going to enjoy the feature on Rita, and that's all coming up in just a few moments. 25-24, St. Peter's leads a Rider here in our opening round game for the Bronx in Albany. More after this on 107.7 The Bronx.
Rider Sports on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten in part by Pepper Hamilton. A proud sponsor of Rider University, Pepper Hamilton is a full-service law firm with more than 500 lawyers and 13 offices throughout the United States. Pepper has the experience and the depth to help your business meet all its objectives. From corporate transactions, real estate, litigation, or regulation matters, Pepper can help. More information, it's pepperlaw.com. That's pepperlaw.com to learn more. Let's go, Bronx.
Programming on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten by Enzo's La Piccola Cucina, 1906 Princeton Avenue, Lawrenceville. How do you spell Italian? The traditional way, I-T-A-L-I-A-N, or the Rider way, E-N-Z-O-S. Enzo's La Piccola Cucina is the closest Italian restaurant to Rider University. Leave the canned stuff to the chain restaurants. Enzo's is authentic, field-to-fork Italian food. Every appetizer, entree, and dessert is prepared fresh and made to order. Enjoy your favorite Italian dishes: fried calamari, vodka rigatoni, chicken franchise, eggplant parm, fettuccine alfredo, spaghetti and meatballs, and more. Whether you are lunching with roommates, spending a romantic evening with your significant other, sharing takeout in a residence hall, enjoying dinner with your parents' family weekend, or celebrating graduation, Anna, the owner, will take special care of you and your Rider family. There's only one way to spell Italian when attending Rider University: E-N-Z-O-S. For more information and to see a menu online, it's enzocucina.com. You'll forget about eating at Olive Garden tomorrow, but you'll never forget about dining.
Pretty good. There's about a little more than a minute's worth of commercials before I play the interview. In part by the Rider University Store. Show off your passion for Rider at the next Rider home basketball game. Get ready for the Bronx entire season on the court at the Rider University Store, your official headquarters for Rider University merchandise. From Rider hoodies to fleece, jacks to sweatshirts, tees to PJs, the Rider University Store has everything you need to show off your Rider pride at the game or just walking around campus. Get Ridered up at the Rider University Store or to shop online. It's he did get a hit yesterday, so I mean, we were always pushing the A-Rock for MVP. Shop.
Rider Athletics on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten in part by Sam's Club, 301 Nassau Park Boulevard, Princeton. Whether you need a tent, table, and chairs for your on-campus event, office supplies for your faculty department, party food for your campus organization, fraternity or sorority barbecue or social, you'll find everything you want and as much of it as you need under one roof at Sam's Club. It's easy to become a member. Yep. Simply present your college ID to receive a free gift card towards your first when you sign up for a Sam's Club membership. Sam's Club Princeton. Savings made simple.
Basketball is a game of adjustments. I have terrific assistants who are very focused on certain parts of the game and do a great job in helping change and adjust as we need. What changes will the coaches and players make to ensure this game ends in a win? Welcome to the Rider Bronx Halftime Show, your exclusive recap of the first half of today's game, plus individual and team stats, guest interviews, and more, including a preview of the second half.
Carlos, you have the feature running?
Next to us, I like the whole Code Cranberry.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to put it on edition. Sorry.
Support between each of the teams, and there was a Starbucks on campus. The dining hall was open late. There was back when the Bronx Diner was here, it was open till 2.
No problem.
Like, oh, this is somewhere I want to be. So,
who was the coach who recruited you here?
Well, I don't know who originally seen me play, but Coach Miller and Coach Milligan both came to my house to talk to my parents and let them know that, that Rider was a place for me. And I think my parents became really comfortable with the idea of shipping me off to Jersey. So here I am.
And as we record this on Senior Day, Rita had a chance to reflect about having her parents see her play her final regular season game.
Emotional, of course, but I was really, really excited to see like how many people we have here, and I was so happy. Again, like I said, my father like overcame his like health issues. My mom's here, my two sisters, my two brothers, my nieces and nephews, my aunt. There's a lot of strong family support. It's just a reminder of how far I came from, the high school days down the street from my house to now being 6 hours away at a university.
Gilcrease will admit along the way that the dream of becoming a Division I basketball player was within her crosshairs.
When you start AAU, I think that's everyone's dream. Like, oh, if I can go to school for free, that'd be great. But I don't think it really clicked for me that I could, go to a program of such caliber until probably October of my senior year. And even then, I think right before the final AAU trip, I was still shocked. Is this really going to happen? I don't know if this is really going to happen for me. So then it all started seeming so surreal when Coach Milligan got in contact with me, and things started moving so fast. And before you know it, I'm moving on the campus, and in the blink of an eye, it's 4 years later, and I'm, still kind of in shock that I made it.
One of the things that stands out in Gilcrease's play is her hustle and determination on the court.
Coming up, I had some really tough coaches. Like, I have to credit John Tate over back in Pittsburgh, who just, really brought that fire. And, if you didn't have that fire, you didn't play. So I knew I wanted to play. If I was going to spend the time, doing the sprints and, running until I couldn't breathe, I wanted to be able to play. So if that's what I had to do, I was determined to get the job done under any circumstance.
Assistant coach Pam Durkin also talks about the center's work ethic.
I think Rita has had a tremendous progression from her freshman year to now her senior year. Her work ethic, though, is the reason why she's had that progression. Rita has always worked hard. I mean, her skill set coming to Rider wasn't great. What we saw in her was she was able to run the floor, and she was able to rebound, and she was able to set screens, and that's something that she's continued to do her entire career. But you can see on the offensive end, she's really been able to kind of work on her post moves, and I think that's just credit to the time that she puts in outside of practice.
Head coach Lynn Milligan says a hard work, no fear approach works in her favor.
Rita's been a huge part, obviously, of the development of this program. She's just one of those young ladies that, came to Rider and didn't have a clue and really didn't know what was going on, didn't understand, what was going to happen to her as far as playing Division I basketball and the challenges that come with that. And, I couldn't be more proud of what she's done over these past 4 years. I mean, I think her improvement on and off the floor have been nothing short of remarkable. And it's all credit to her hard work. I mean, she's one of the most mature leaders that we've had come through our program, and she's one of those kids that is just destined for greatness because she works hard, and Rita gets it. Whatever it is, she gets, and she's not afraid to work hard for that, for everything that she wants, and we're really proud of what she's done over these past 4 years.
One of the nice qualities about Marita is that she doesn't forget about those who helped her along the way.
I just actually spoke to Alyssa Parsons, who was my point guard freshman year, and she was just, I'm sprinting, I'm out of shape, and she's dragging me around where we're doing laps, and she just held my hand sometimes when I just didn't think I could run anymore. Carly Brown, I think she's the reason why I'm able to talk so much and be so vocal and the type of leader I am. And obviously Caitlin Bopp and Sarah Holman, as far as teaching me what it's like to be a post and how to battle. Even we say do work in the huddle, and just having that mentality that this is our house, and I take pride in defending our paint, and just having that mentality, when it comes to Alumni Gym, where we protect our house.
With a career not finished yet, Gilcrease will still have a lot to look forward to and look back on when she leaves Rider.
As a personal highlight, I did enjoy getting 20 rebounds, because that's not something that people do every day. I guess that was against UMBC, but even getting, I think, 18, one of the two against Niagara was a good day, just because it helped turn us around that during the season this year, because we were in a slump. So I think that really let people know, don't be so quick to count Rider out. So that's for this year. As for last year, so over the whole course of my career, obviously being able to beat Fairfield, I don't know what it is, but we have it's such a battle when it comes time for us to play the Stags. So for us to be able to beat them after a tough series last year, I think was monumental. It's something I'm always cherished, and I look forward to seeing what type of battles come in this tournament up in Albany.
That is our senior profile of Marita Gilcrease. We've got second half action from Albany coming up next on 107.7 The Bronx.
The Bronx Prize Dice, another program on 107.7 The Bronx, is underwritten in part by the original Candel's Pizzeria and Restaurante, Lawrenceville.
You're listening to Rider University's Off-Campus Eats Radio. I'm Isabel, and you are?
Jay from Z Hall. Do you know a great place off campus to get some cheesesteaks?
Yes, Candelas. They're experts at creating Philly-style cheesesteaks, chicken cheesesteaks, and all sorts of hot and cold sandwiches. Next caller.
All right, you have about 2.5 minutes. About.
Any suggestions? Have you tried Candelas? From salads, wings, and subs to baked ziti, lasagna, chicken marsala, and more, Candelas is Ryder's off-campus catering choice. Best of all, they deliver. Caller 3.
All right, interview sounded fine. Interview was good.
You know the number, 609-829119. Their menu is available on CandelasPizza.com. That's all we have time for today. Until next time, I'm Isabella, and you've been listening to Rider University Off-Campus Eats Radio, presented by the original Candelas Pizzeria and Restaurante, 22 Lawn Park Avenue, just right off 206 Lawrenceville.
Win an individual pizza from Candelas. Play the Bronx Prize Dice at select campus events.
Rider University plays host to thousands of guests and hundreds of special events each year. All of Rider's premium athletics venues are available for hourly and daily rentals. Whether you are looking for an indoor practice facility or a showcase competition site, Rider has the facility to meet your needs, including unique birthday and celebration party packages. Let Rider make your next event a victory. To learn more about considering Rider University's athletic venues online, it's rider.edu/conferences. By phone, it's 609-896-7700. Rider University, for all your special event needs.
Programming on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten by Captain Paul's Firehouse.
I'm not even going to Puerto Rico during the summer.
Like Lawrenceville, you've heard all the cliches. Ring the bell, pull the alarm, down the pole, but there's nothing cliche.
You're the only one that gets me.
Firehouse Dogs. It's a true Lawrenceville original. If you've never made a right out of campus, driven down 206 to Princeton Pike, here's what you've been missing. The best hot dogs in
Thank you. Minute and 15 seconds left.
Captain Paul serves up 11 flavorful varieties of dogs, deep fried and topped with classic, as well as unusually creative accompaniments, like Captain Paul's Devil Dog, a fried hot dog with bacon, baked beans, and coleslaw, or the Fifth Alarm, featuring buffalo sauce, blue cheese, onions, and jalapenos. Don't let the name fool you. Captain Paul's is more than hot dogs. They also have all sorts of sandwiches, sides, homemade Italian ices, gelatis, ice cream, milkshakes, and more. Face it, you're programmed to take Route 1 North for just everything. Reprogram yourself and set your GPS to 2230 Princeton Pike for Captain Paul's Firehouse Dogs. For more information online, it's CaptainPaulsDogs.com.
All right.
Rider Sports.
Last commercial before the bumper.
In part by Stouts Transportation. Need transportation for you or your group? Comfortable, convenient, professional, and affordable? Stouts Transportation will get you to your destination safely and in style. For more information about Stouts online, it's StoutsTransportation.com. To reserve a chapter bus or shuttle for your company or organization, it's 800-245-7868. That's 1-800-245-7868. Stouts Transportation, the exclusive transportation provider for Rider University.
One team, one fan base, one university. You're listening to Rider Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx, online at 1077thebronx.com, and on app. Search and download WRRC1 and WRRC2.
Bridget Whitfield, Antonia Smith with 2 for Samantha Meyer. Alyssa Vellis with 5, 4 for Rebecca Sparks, 2 for Hala Mustafid, and 2 for Tala Hughes, for a total of 25 points on 11 of 26, 42%. It dropped a little bit there in the second, at the end of the half. Coming down to those final minutes, Ryder did a much better job, and St. Peter's turned the ball over 9 times. For Ryder, Marita Gilcrease with 3 and 6 rebounds, 8.7 rebounds for Julia Duggan, 8 points, 1 rebound for Emily Pizzini, 1 point for Manon Pillay, 1 for Robin Perkins, and 3 for Lachey Banks. Taylor Wetzel and Stephanie Mason played and gave Lynn Ryder, they gave a real good minutes coming in off the bench, did what they were asked to do. For Ryder, 8 of 32 shooting the basketball, and that's a big jump from where they were at one point. I think they were 2 for 20. So Ryder ends the half on an 8 for 32. Again, 25% shooting. We look for that number to increase. Ryder only turned the ball over 5 times in the half. So Ryder goes in to start the second half, which will tick off in a couple seconds here, down 25 to 24.
There's a lot of numbers we could pick on right there. What's the one number you like out of all that for Ryder right now? Is it the turnovers?
I like the 5 turnovers. I like the fact that their shooting percentage increased. I like their offensive rebound. They've got 11 offensive rebounds. And that can only do good things. Points in transition, fast break points are only 2 apiece. So neither team is giving up transition baskets.
Well, it is going to be St. Peter's ball to start the second half. We welcome you here from the Times Union Center in Albany, New York. They are up 1, and they are in the travel blue with the white numbers and navy trim. Home white, cranberry and gray for the Ryder Bronx, defending the bucket to the left. Velez will drive the opening possession, and Duggan tips the miss up ahead to Vizzini to a sprinting Robin Perkins. Fly, Robin, fly, and rolls it in for 2.
And there's your first transition. Oh, they count as your second transition. I think they got the other one on that Duggan putback on the transition.
Dick, first lead of the ball game for Ryder happens less than 30 seconds into the second half.
Right out of the gate, they get the lead.
Alpathia holds the ball on the perimeter, dribbles with the right hand, shares it with Whitfield. They go to the elbow to Meyer. Meyer had the 2 fouls in the first half, gets it back to Bethia. She stops elbow. Jumper good, and Bethia with Duggan in her face still put it down.
Again, it didn't look like when it went up it was a very good choice, but she got the fall there.
I have fun watching her for the next 3 years after this year. Just don't do too much damage to Ryder. Pillay goes mid-post, back out on the wing to Vizzini. Duggan sets a screen from the key, rolling off the screen. Tap over to Gilcrease, power move to the bucket, no good. And Rita with a tap back up and foul. That was sharing down low.
Yeah, and they had one earlier there on the pass. They made a nice entry to Gilcrease, who had a move, but the cutter brought her defender right down past Rita. That's when she kicked it out. They got good ball movement down to Duggan. Rita rolled from the opposite side. They found her. She missed the first shot and stayed after it, and again, she got the second attempt.
Rita 1 for 2 from the free throw line in the first half, nails the first one. And Ryder and St. Peter's knotted up at 27 here with 18:47 to play in our ball game. Winner will take on Marist at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Second one is also good. Rita 2 for 2. I'm happy because I can't remember a time I've seen her go 2 for 2 from the free throw line. That is a beautiful thing.
She had some nice, like I said, she shot the ball well against Marist last time out. So as you mentioned earlier, her free throw percentage
it's gotten better,
yeah.
St. Peter's with a basketball. Smith driving in off the right side, floats it up, gets the roll for 2. And she is dangerous when she's able to get a little bit of penetration.
Well, you have to get help once she beats her original defender.
Post move, Gilcrease against Meyer, goes up the left hand, up and under, and Rita's got another 2.
A little underhand scoop shot. We haven't seen that one.
Well, the captain's got 7 right now with 18:08 to go here. Ryder up a point. Back and forth we go as we seesaw back and forth with the lead in the second half. And a foul is going to be called on Robin Perkins, leaning in too hard on Antonio Smith. You know, you and I talked about this throughout the latter part of the season, figuring who might Ryder see in the first round. And this is one team that really scared us in St. Peter's. 4 wins, I think, does not truly indicate what a good basketball team they are.
Well, they can get very, very hot for a stretch.
They can.
If they stay close to you and get hot in the last 5 minutes, that's what gives people trouble.
And
nice shot.
With just a jumper
she has
10 feet away.
It's a turnaround, and she just, what they talked about in the scouting report last night, she catches, she turns, and she shoots. You have to have a hand up.
She's got 8 so far.
He's bent, but hands up.
3 ball by Fazzini. Rattles the rim, no good. Rebound deflected on the floor, picked up by Valles. And the Peacocks with the travel blue shooting to the left own the basketball with 17-19 to go, up 1. Smith in front of her own bench. Goes top of the key, Meyer. Meyer hands it off to Whitfield. Whitfield looking for some help, lobs it to Bethia to her right. Bethia puts it on the floor, driving against Duggan and Gilcrease, up no good. Rebound loose on the floor. Whitfield fell on it, but Duggan ripped it up, tore it up, slipped it up, wrapped it up, just cranked it up and got the ball. Here comes Fazzini darting in off the wing, drops it to Gilcrease through the lane, up no good. And the rebound by Smith and the Peacocks. Crisscrossing him in midcourt goes Antonio Smith, and we'll wait for the running mates.
Good choices that time for Emily to drop that ball off to Rita.
Smith against Pillay. To Meyer, to the post to Bethea. Left-hander up and out, no good. And Gilcrease got the rebound, number 8. Up ahead, Duggan catches on the wing to Fazzini. Ryder without a 3 so far in this game. Perkins, behind her back, denied the baseline right by Smith. Feeds Duggan, who goes up, and she is fouled by Meyer, and that'll be number 3.
You know, a lot of the shots we saw early that went in, let's just leave it at that for St. Peter's, that scored, are the same ones that aren't falling right now in the second half. You
right.
know, what goes round comes round.
Let me correct myself. That was Samantha Meyer's second, not her third. And Duggan's the free throw line. First one is good. Jules now with 9 points, 9 rebounds. If you go back a year ago against Marist in the semifinals, she had 17 points and 15 rebounds in the tournament last year. Offensively, she was 13 for 19 in 3 games. So Julia Duggan steps up during the playoffs. Second free throw, no good though.
Likes the spotlight, eh?
Some players love it. Tied up at 31. 16:06 to play. Sparks, Bethea, Meyer, Valles, and Whitfield. On the perimeter, Whitfield guarded by Pillay, dumps it to Meyer. Meyer puts a dribble on the floor, gets to Velez for 3, good.
That's what Lynn told me again last night. It's not a dribble handoff, it's a little pass handoff. They don't hand the ball off in that outside lead.
St. Peter's 2 for 4 from the arc, and Velez has got them both. Now free throw line left, Fazzini in front of her own bench, dumps it out high to Perkins, puts a dribble between her legs to Duggan, into the post, turnaround, Gilcrease, off the glass, no good. Whitfield gets the rebound for St. Peter's.
She got forced out a little wider, a little further out on the catch that time, so she didn't have that drop step move to finish.
15:15 to go, second half. St. Peter's with the ball, staggering with the dribble is Sparks, who coasts to the cup for 2. All of a sudden, it's a 5-point Peacock lead as they go for the steal and can't come up with it, and Ryder takes the ball to the break. 15:06 to go. Second half from Albany. St. Peter's leads Ryder 36-31. More after this on 107.7 The Bronx.
Rider Sports on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten by University Orthopedic Associates. They are proud orthopedic consultants for Rider University. If you're looking for a specialist in sport medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, and fracture care, as well as foot, hand, 50 seconds left. For more information by phone, it's 609.
What's up, boys? Good job on the broadcast today.
See a specialist at one of University Orthopedic Associate locations in Princeton, Wall, or Somerset, or online, it's uoanj.com. University Orthopedic Associates, serving Rider University athletics and you.
Rider Sports on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten in part by Rider University's
Is it ever?
MBA program. Because your time is valuable, Rider has created a Saturday-only executive MBA program that can be completed in 16 months. Rider's executive MBA program features 20 hours of individual coaching,
15 seconds in total term,
residency from leading corporations, and international experience, and networking opportunities with current students and alumni. For information by phone, it's 609-896-5036. Online, it's rider.edu/EMBA.
One team, one fan base, one university. You're listening to Rider Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx, online at 1077thebronx.com, and on app. Search and download WRRC1 and WRRC2.
Duggan and Fazzini dumps it to Duggan, back out on the wing to Wenzel, out high, straight up to Perkins. Now running the baseline as Fazzini takes the pass in front of her own bench. Gilcrease takes the screen, rolls off the screen, but the ball stays on the perimeter with 8 to shoot. Wenzel, spin move, what's she going to do with it? To Fazzini. Fazzini knifes her way through with her left hand up, no good. And a rebound by Bethea, outlets up ahead, Shoe Sparks. Sparks now gets quickly into the front court, but the Rider defense stayed with her.
She goes coast to coast like she's on roller skates.
Ryder got back that time.
I mean, she really goes.
Meyer up high to Bethea. Swung free throw line right to Sparks. Puts the dribble in the left hand. Shares it on the perimeter with Velez. Velez in the lane. Had the ball knocked out of her hands. Picked up by Gilcrease. Off the turnover. Here comes Ryder into the front court, down 5. And Robin Perkins is fouled.
Should be on the floor, not a shot. Nice job that last trip. Fazzini forced Bellis left away from her strong hand and was able to get her hand in and knock the ball loose.
Inbounding, Ryder. Missed that foul. Team third, though, for St. Peter's. Duggan on the perimeter, to the post it goes. Back out high to Wenzel for 3. Line drive, no good. Ball is knocked free by Gilcrease. Fazzini up. Oh, and got 2.
That was the case of all the St. Peter's players. Ryder had retreated. St. Peter's just stood there and watched, and the ball bounced out.
And Emily Fazzini with team-high 10 points. Just finger rolled that one down the left side. Whitfield over to Velez for 3. Good.
A deep 3.
Velez now with 3 for 3 from the perimeter. She's got 11. Wenzel tries to drive in, denied. Back out high, and we got a whistle. That's going to be against 3 seconds on Ryder and Rita Gilcrease. As Cornelia Velasquite will spell Robin Perkins. So Lynn Milligan chooses to go with Duggan and Gilcrease, the 2 bigs. Wenzel, Velasquite, and Fazzini. They will defend the bucket to the left with 13-11 to go. Down 6. Winner moves on tomorrow night with 7 o'clock matchup against number 2 Marist. Smith dribbles around the screen to the right, stops, puts it in the air, no good. Missed everything.
Yeah,
Wenzel pulls it down.
Just a forced shot completely.
Wenzel handoff in front of her own bench. Vicini out high to Gilcrease. Right side look into the hands of Velasquite. KV with a 3, in and out, no good. And a rebound in the paint by Bethea in front of Duggan, and here come the Peacocks.
That one was halfway down. It was a good look. Had a nice line to it.
Didn't go down.
Yeah, got a little bit of rim.
Bethea out high to Sparks. Straight up to the bucket, puts the dribble on the floor. Loses control of it, goes out of bounds, and it's going to go to Ryder. She got by KV, who put a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds.
When Sparks and Smith have the ball, it's almost as if they're just making up their minds some of the times. They're just going to go right to the basket and somehow create a shot.
12:26 to go. Winner moves on, loser goes home. Ryder down 39-33. Fazzini around his screen, thought about the 3. Defense caught up to her. Now the right side, Velasquite against Smith. 13 on the shot clock. Out high to Gilcrease. Now to Fazzini, to the middle of the floor, to Duggan, inside the arc, and she travel.
Just before she put the ball down. So close, but she did travel.
And Hala Mustafa will step on the floor for Rebecca Sparks. Sparks sits down with 6 points. Mustafa off the bench with 2. Velez has had the hot hand from the outside, had the ball in her hands for a moment, got rid of it. Now this is Smith dribbling between her legs. To the post it goes, broken up momentarily, recovered by St. Peter's. 10 on the shot clock. Mustafa against KV, and KV be called with a foul from behind.
A non-shooting foul.
Skeets first. Team second, and timeout on the floor. 11:42 to go in this one. Ryder trailing St. Peter's 39-33. More after this on 107.7 The Bronx.
Ryder Bronx basketball on 107.7 The Bronx is proud.
You guys have 55 seconds.
Graphic Document Solutions. Copy, print, fax, scan, color, black and white. Zero Graphic Document Solutions is a business center for every business. Big or small, work group or department, headquarters or branch office, whatever your size, your workflow is growing and you need greater, more flexible, and affordable productivity. At Zero Graphic Document Solutions, they offer systems from world-class companies like Xerox, Konica Minolta, and Hewlett-Packard. All systems are backed by their award-winning service team. Zero Graphic Document Solutions promises your satisfaction. That's why over 2,000 businesses have trusted
20 seconds to return.
their copier vendor. If you'd like to hear more about how XDS can help your business, it's 888-545-0100. That's 888-545-0100. On the web at www.xdsinc.com. Zero Graphic Document Solutions, your local document company.
One team, one fan base, one university. You're listening to Rider Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx, online at 1077thebronx.com, and on app. Search and download WRRC1 and WRRC2.
It's our understanding that win or lose, this Rider team will not try to make it back home until tomorrow. So they're not going to try to drive back in the snow. They're just going to be safe up in Albany for another night, win or lose. Hopefully it's for a reason. It's to play Marist tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. At 11:42 to go in this one, and St. Peter's with a 6-point lead. And the ball will have a major say in that. Dick Weissman sits to my right. I'm Jeff Nolan. Carlos Toro back at the studio. We get a collision underneath and a whistle.
Got a foul on Taylor Wenzel, I believe, for contact with the cutter.
And Wenzel's first, third Rider team foul here in the second half. Defending the bucket to the left in the home white. Off the inbound, Bethia hands it off to Smith at the elbow. Stops, opposite elbow over to Meyer. Now free throw line right to Mustafa. Bounce pass into the paint and off a blue jersey and out of bounds.
They get Meyer outside, and it does pull Rita Gilcrease away from the basket. But they also are getting good help, so there's not a lot of those. Obviously, there's no back cuts available, and they're containing the ball on the perimeter.
Fazzini for three, no good. And Valles fights her own teammate Bethia for the rebound. Rider so far on the afternoon, 0 for 9 from the arc. Trailing on the scoreboard, 39-33.
Trust me, when they make the first one, it's going to be a big one.
Rider, one of 8, scoring drought of almost 3 minutes. 6 on the shot clock. St. Peter's Smith on the wing to Meyer. Jumper, no good. Bethia got it right back up off the mist and got her second try to go.
Well, the first one went just as the buzzer, so they got rim. She stayed with it and put it home. That's almost the second time almost an identical play at the buzzer.
To the post, Gilcrease, block and a foul. That's going to be against Meyer. That will be number 3. Team's 4th. And Rita Gilcrease, who is 3 for 4 from the stripe, will go to the free throw line. St. Peter's in the middle of a 10-2 run here. And the first free throw is good. Rita now with 8 points, 8 rebounds. As Tally Hughes will spell Sajana Bethia for the Peacocks.
So they stayed with Meyer with 3 fouls, correct? She has 3.
Yes, they did.
I thought Hughes was going to come in for Meyer.
Gilcrease, second free throw's perfect, nothing but net. Rita now with 9 points, 5 of them from the free throw line on 6 tries. Rider down 41-35, 10-16 to play. Smith, heavily taped right wrist, dribbles between the legs. From the right elbow, jumper's good.
That was under control. Nicely done. She waited it out. She set the shot up, and that one was perfectly under control, and she was able to put it down.
Now Smith, also senior, playing for her playoff live. Driving Valesquite, no foul. Gilcrease with a rebound, steps back on the block and puts it up for 2.
Great job with the rebound, and she stepped back into the defender and gave herself some separation from the rim, which allowed her to put it up nice and clean.
Rita's tied now for a game-high 11 points. Smith deking out Wenzel, got open for an easy 2. And Lynn Milligan's going to take a timeout. And we'll take one as well. 9:30 to go in the ball game. St. Peter's has a 45-37 lead over Rider. More after this on 107.7 The Bronx.
Rider University Conference Services is dedicated to providing one-stop
Alright guys,
conference planning.
it's 12:56, so I'm gonna play the top of the hour legal ID after.
Whether you're planning a regional meeting for 20 or booking an upscale banquet for 300, your staff will find the right space and
you got it.
to suit your needs. To learn more about Rider University Conference Services online, it's Rider.
You have about 35 seconds until the ID.
896-7700. Rider University Conference Services for all your conferencing needs.
Rider Sports on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten in part by Rider University's College of Continuing Studies. Life can be hectic for adult students. Rider's evening, online, and accelerated courses make it possible to fast-track the completion of your degree. Maximize your credit and minimize your time in the classroom with Rider's personalized learning assessment. Translate your knowledge into college credit. For more information online, it's rider.edu/myfuture to take the next step toward a new career or advance in your current job.
107.7 The Bronx,
Legal ID
WRIC
is
FM, Lawrenceville, New Jersey. The only station where you can hear exciting high school and youth sports, plus Rider Bronx baseball, basketball, and ice hockey.
Riders shooting 26% from the floor, 0 for 9 from the arc, and 68% from the free throw line. Rita Gilcrease with 11 points, 9 rebounds. Emily Pizzini, 10 points, 2 rebounds. Julia Duggan, 9 points and 9 rebounds, but still on the scoreboard. Rider trailing St. Peter's 45-37. We welcome you back to Albany with Dick Weissman. I'm Jeff Nolan. It'll be Rider ball. Lachey Banks, Monopole, Cornelia Valasquite, Robin Perkins, and Julia Duggan. The 5 out there for Lynn Milligan with 9:27 to play, and this is an offensive unit.
And this is a set we haven't seen very often. 2 in the corner, 1 high. They take it right into Duggan.
Duggan had it blocked immediately by Meyer, got it on the baseline, muscles her way up, missed. Rebound deflected by Smith and recovered by Smith.
Yeah, when Smith plays under control like this and what she's done the last 2 possessions, she's very dangerous.
Smith, Mustafa used Meyer and Velez out there for Pat Coyle. Exactly 9 minutes left in this one. Mustafa takes a handoff, put it up, no good. Duggan gets her 10th rebound.
Good ball cut.
On the wing, Robin Fly, and she is fouled by Hughes. Boy, she gets airborne coming in off that wing. You don't know what's going to happen.
I think what they've done in this set, if they do it again, it will be the 3rd time down. If they're going to stay with this, they put 2 in the corners, 2 wide. It's not a true 4 corners, but they've opened up a lot of space inside, which gives them room to actually go to the basket without so much traffic being in there. And that's what happened to Robin that time.
Free throw number 1 by Perkins, no good. Now 1 for 3 from the free throw line. 3 points on the afternoon for Perkins, averaging 11 on the season. 3 rebounds. That is equal to a season average. Rider down 45-37. 8:51 to play. Second free throw's good. Everything counts now. Milligan said yesterday after the meal, after the session, the film session, don't leave anything in that building. Smith finds an opening again. Jumper's good. She's on a roll.
She's under control. She's getting her defender to drop back just enough that allows her to have that shooting space, and she's feathering them up there. And they're not long shots. They're about 10-footers.
Valasquite for 3 in front of her own bench. Rattles the rim. No good. Rebound knocked out. Picked up by Smith. And here come the Peacocks again. They've got a 9-point lead, looking to build on it with 8:15 to play. Hughes takes it in off the wing. Throws it up. No good. Banks got the rebound to Pillay. Perkins was in front of the crowd. Minot didn't see her. Now Minot on the wing to play to a trailing Julia Duggan. She drives right side up, left it short. Hughes got the rebound in front of Banks.
And that's what Hughes can do, defend and rebound, but she's not a real solid offensive player. That last shot was pretty characteristic of the way she plays.
Smith driving, and a foul is called, and the timeout will be taken, I believe. It'll be immediate timeout with 7:44 to go here. As Lachey Banks called with a foul and a media timeout. That's her second, team's 4th. Don't go too far. It's not over yet. 47-38. St. Peter's leading Rider. 7:44 to go. More after this on 107.7 The Bronx.
Rider Sports on 107.7 The Bronc is underwritten in part by Bronc Vision. Catch Rider Sports from your home, office, or anywhere you can access the internet. Watch Bronc Vision, your online destination for exclusive live and on-demand streaming video of all home and away Rider men's and women's basketball games, home wrestling meets, live video post-game basketball press conferences, home volleyball matches,
30 seconds.
men's and women's soccer games, and field hockey games. Plus on-demand availability of student-athlete features, team highlights.
Now it's 20 seconds.
Events page on Bronc Vision is frequently updated to make sure you never miss a minute of the action. Subscription packages are available starting at $14.95 per month. Get the most Bronx for your buck. Subscribe to the annual package for $69.95. Click on the Bronc Vision link on the front of the Rider Athletics website, GoBronx.com, to sign up today. Bronc Vision, your home for all things Rider Athletics.
One team, one fan base, one university. You're listening to Rider Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx, online at 1077thebronx.com, and on app. Search and download WRRC1 and WRRC2.
Well, whatever you believe in, now's the time to drag it out. Rider trailing 47-38 with 7:44 to go. So whether you turn your cap around and put it on backwards, or wear your shirt inside out, or Ryan Solomon, the SID, has done next to me. He's put his underwear on inside out on top of his head. Anything at all, Dick, that can change the momentum of this game.
This is St. Peter's game to lose right now. Rider's going to have to dig. Now, it's a doable thing for sure. We're 7:45 left in this game. They're a couple baskets away from getting right back in it with a couple stops and a couple field goals. But it's the field goal percentage that's plagued them so far.
Well, Rider 2 for 14. That is the stretch they're in right now shooting. As Antonio Smith at the free throw line. Shooting 2. First one's no good. Smith's got 10 on 5 for 13 shooting.
Not a good miss. Shot we never got on line. Came off her hand wrong.
And the senior eyes up number 2 in the air, short. And the rebound, knocked free, picked up by Duggan. That's number 12.
And that could be the break that helps Rider right there, the 0 for 2. That would have punched it up to double digits.
Now they've got to convert offensively. Top of the key, this is Banks over to Pillay. Try to slip it in tight to Perkins. Outside jumper, no good. Duggan with a rebound around the defensive use, who blocked it and stole it.
Now, I'm not so sure how well St. Peter's can use clock with the style of play that they run.
Smith to Bethea, posting up against Banks and got it.
Wow, tough shot. Post up, left-handed half hook. Rider goes down double digits. 7
minutes left. Posting is Duggan back the other way and gets it to slide, and she's got 11. 49-40, 9-point game. Smith quickly into the front court, 6:49 to play. It is going to be Smith, Bethea, Hughes, and Whitfield and Mustafa in the travel blue, shooting to the left. Mustafa drives in the lane off balance and a foul, and Duggan wants to wonder. Oh, she didn't move.
No, she ran into Duggan and bounced off and threw the ball at the rim. Didn't see that one at all. Neither did Julia.
I would agree right there.
Now, what we're not seeing is St. Peter's. Vellis is not on. No, she's coming back in, I was going to say. She's conspicuous by her absence on the floor at this point of the game.
Well, Mustafa's going to shoot 2 as Duggan is called with the infraction. The first free throw is good. For Jules, that is just personal foul number 1. Dick described it right perfectly. Jules was standing in the paint, minding her own business, for lack of a better term.
Well, she ran into the side of Julia.
Yeah, she ran into the side of Duggan and threw the ball up as she made contact. Sold that one perfectly. Mustafa's second one in the air is perfect.
61% free throw shooter, makes both.
11-point game with 6:35 to go. Does Rider have it in him? Can they mount the comeback that Lynn Milligan and company need? They have the ball. Gilcrease just checked back in, and what do we get? A travel called on the captain.
It continues to go inside to Duggan and Gilcrease.
Rider's got to come up with a couple stops here. Pillay, Duggan, Gilcrease, Fazzini, and Perkins defend the bucket to the left and the home white. Velez back out on the floor. The hot hand from the outside to Hughes over to Bethea. Steps inside the half circle, jacks it up, no good. And Perkins gets the rebound for Robin. That's number 4.
Almost an afterthought on that shot.
Driving, Minot Pillay left it short. And Velez with a rebound. Minot trying to create offensively. Took it right into the under part of the rim. Peacock ball with 5:49 to play. Crossover. Mustafa dances through the lane, puts it up short. Gilcrease with rebound number 10. So both Duggan and Gilcrease have hit double numbers. Lead pass up ahead to Duggan. The lane is good.
Nice job. She got behind the defense again and then on with a nice pass to find her.
Minot Pillay with her second assist of the afternoon. Ryder trailing 51-42 with 5:26 to play. Again, they need to stop. Smith with a good move again. Got in tight, but missed the jumper. Perkins snares the rebound in front of Hughes. Outlets up ahead of Minot Pillay. Ryder on the run. Ryder on the wing. Fazzini for 3. That's going to be way short. To the baseline it goes, and Velez lets it go out of bounds. And Fazzini just cups her head in her hands. And now her hands on her hips and just walks back and says, I want another crack at that.
Yeah, get it back.
And we have got a timeout, and we will take one as well. No, we're going to keep it right here. That was a 30-second timeout taken by Lynn Milligan and the Ryder Bronx. Hey, before we go any further, we talked a little bit about John Hampton, first tournament, and fun conversations we've had with John in the past 24 hours, 36 hours. And Chloe Hamilton has been in charge, another one of the assistants. Chloe's been in charge of setting everything up here, from meals, transportation, all logistics. And Chloe just did an absolutely tremendous job, and everything's just been point. So thanks to Chloe, and a second year in a row she's done this. And then she was the scout. We watched, it was her scout.
Right, it was her scout.
And we watched her break down the film last night. So I know Mom and Dad get a chance to listen back home in the Midwest, and your daughter's doing a heck of a job out here, and be very proud of that young lady, and we all love her dearly.
And she's a very classy young lady on top of that, so let's say that quite honestly.
So right now, need a little Ryder magic, down 51-42 with 5:10 to play. Home white defending to the left. Smith, Bethea, Whitfield, Meyer, and Velez. Smith picked up on the switch out, not allowed inside to Meyer. They go to the post. Bethea, no good. Bethea got it back. Bethea goes up short again. Duggan tapped the rebound to herself, and Bethea will be called with a foul.
She got trapped down in there against the two bigs. She's 5'11", but she had no place to go with that. That's not a foul that hurts St. Peter's right now. It is their 6th. So it's a non-shooting foul. Next one Ryder shoots. Ryder has a foul to give. Bethea checks out.
Michelle Ingram will check in. And Ingram, 2 personal fouls, gives them size. 4:45 to play. Gilcrease to the post, back out on the wing, now to the key, Duggan. Gilcrease looking for position against Meyer, driving Fazzini, and she's got 2.
And that's what I was glad to see. You can't stop attacking the basket and looking to score just because you missed your last shot. Not only, they got a foul there on Pillay for tripping her. And that was totally accidental. But that's still Ryder's foul to give. Now both teams will be 1-1 for the last 4:23. Ryder down 7.
Yeah, Minot call with number 2. It is a 7-point game, 4:20 to play. Ryder climbing the mountain, playing from behind. Handoff goes to Whitfield on the perimeter to the key Meyer. Meyer stops, hands off the dribble, and Smith and Perkins bump. And for Robin, that'll be number 3.
And there's your one-on-one situation right there.
And it gives it to Smith.
On a handoff.
And Smith over 2 from the stripe. Get some last-minute instructions from Pat Coyle. 4 wins for the Peacocks this year came in conference against Ryder, Marist, Niagara, and Manhattan. All 4 of their wins, all conference wins.
Last time up, she spun one out, and she came short front rim on the first.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good.
On the second one, there she makes the first one of the 2.
Dry spell for St. Peter's. They are 1 for 7 shooting in their last 7 tries. Second free throw is good. Nothing but twine that time for Smith. 9-point game, 53-44 with 4:02 to play. Perkins puts the ball on the floor, drops it over to Pillay. Into the post, out to Duggan on the wing. Fazzini running the baseline, takes the handoff just inside the arc. Jumper short, and Whitfield gets the rebound. Outlets up ahead to Smith.
Good
so the
job.
Peacocks with the ball and the lead.
Nice job by Smith to not try and push that one right there.
Now it is Smith. Right-hand dribble around the screen, and we get a whistle across the way.
They got a hand check. Oh, no, they get an illegal screen on Ingram.
Yep.
So
number 3 on her. Timeout on the floor. 3:34 perhaps left in the season for the Rider Bronx, trailing St. Peter's 53-44. Do they want to play more basketball? Only time will tell. Come back with us on 107.7 The Bronx.
Rider Sports on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten by University Orthopedic.
You guys got about a minute.
Proud orthopedic consultants for Rider University. If you're looking for a specialist in sport medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, and fracture care, as well as foot, hand, or spine surgery, for more information by phone, it's 609-683-7800. To see a specialist at one of University Orthopedic Associate locations in Princeton, Wall, or Somerset, or online, it's uonj.com. University Orthopedic Associates, serving Rider University athletics and you.
Sustainable You and other programming on 107.7 The Bronx is underwritten in
30
part by
seconds.
Team Toyota of Princeton.
Hi, Paul Muller from Team Toyota of Princeton. Since 1984, our goal has been to build a Toyota dealership that prioritizes customer service above all else. And over the past 4 decades, we've been honored by Toyota as one of the nation's top dealerships for customer satisfaction. So if you're considering a new Toyota, please give Team Toyota the opportunity to earn your business. Visit teamtoyota.net or stop in today, and we promise you'll be singing.
Team Toyota, I'm part of the team.
One team, one fan base, one university. We're listening to Rider Bronx Basketball on 107.7 The Bronx, online at 1077thebronx.com, and on app. Search and download WRRC1 and WRRC2.
They trail 53-44 with the ball. Needs something to happen offensively. Play to Fazzini, to Perkins in the lane, puts it up off balance, gets the roll for 2. Boy, needed that one.
Only her second field goal of the day.
Needed that one.
Now they opened the court up again with that little bit of a spread set.
53-46. It is a St. Peter's lead. Working with the basketball. On the wing, Velez. Out high to Meyer. Bounce pass over to Ingram. Ingram with the basketball. Gets it to Smith. Smith now back out high to Velez in front of her own bench. 4 to shoot. She puts a 3 up. In and out, no good. And the rebound is taken by Julia Duggan. She yells go as she outlets up ahead. On the wing to Fazzini. 4-3. Bingo!
Told you the first 3 was going to be a big one. And it's back to a 4-point game.
2:32 to play, and for the first time this afternoon, Ryder tickles the twine from outside and the hands of the senior Emily Fazzini.
That was a great set defensively that time. They allowed, when Ingram caught the ball way outside, they took away her outlets, her receivers. And she's not a good ball handler. She's not going to do anything out there to really hurt you in any way, except pass the ball to a cutter. And they took away all the potential receivers, and she got stuck outside. And Velez had to settle for a shot probably from about 3 or 4 feet from behind the arc.
She still almost put it down.
Yeah, it was a real good look. She got a lot of rim on that shot. She was right there, but still, it was a forced shot.
Velez is just a freshman too. It is going to be St. Peter's ball up 53-49 with 2:25 to go. Now they share it on the perimeter. Mustafa leaning into Pillay. Gets it in the hands of Bethea, marked there by Duggan. On the right side is Smith, because Perkins went for the steal. Smith thought about driving, denied. Ball is knocked back to center court by Duggan. 8 on the shot clock. Smith driving against Perkins, leans in, puts it up, no good. Rebound deflected out, tracked down Mustafa, tries to save it, can't. Ryder ball with 2:03 to play.
And that's what Lynn talked about last night, defense. The defense will do it for you, and that's 2 great sets, the last 2. Duggan just knocking the ball away was enough to take about 3 seconds off that shot clock. Velez checks out. They put Leo Mustafa.
Well,
Meyer.
St. Peter's, Dick, has hit the skids 0 for 7, 1 of their last 9, 2 of their last 11. Can Ryder capitalize now? They go into the post. Gilcrease against Meyer up on the left hand. Too strong, and Bethea got the rebound.
Just rolled across the rim.
Rolled right across the rim. She got it open. She got the look she wanted.
That little left-handed semi-hook that she puts up.
1:40 left. Crossover. Smith working the clock to Bethea. Dribble drive down the right side. Blocked by Gilcrease. Duggan goes hard for the ball. Goes out of bounds. Who do they say it goes to?
They got it off of
Julia.
Julia.
They got it off of Duggan.
Yeah, Whitfield dove in there just enough to get it off, knock it off of Julia's feet. Went out of bounds. It stays St. Peter's ball. Is this reviewable?
Well, the conversation happening across the way. Pat Coyle wants to know what's going on. They are going to review it. They are going to review it across the way.
It's a big call.
I'm not at a good angle, but it looked like, common sense says it went off of Julia.
It looked like Whitfield got down in the scrum real low and dove in for it and knocked it off of Julia, but they'll make the call off the TV monitor.
Hey, don't forget, the men are in action. They've got their first-round game coming up. They get a first-round bye Saturday, 7 o'clock, as they open up the postseason. The men are taking on, I believe, that's right. They wait for the 7-10 winner, and they'll play 7 o'clock on Saturday. That's their opening round game. So we'll see what happens. Oh, St. Peter's and Fairfield. That's the 7-10 game, and the men will take on the winner Saturday at 7. If the women can pull this out, they will take on Marist tomorrow night at 7 o'clock here, and we'll have all radio coverage for you.
And up to now, this may be the call of
Well,
the
here
game.
comes the decision, Dick. They're looking at it real close across the way, trying to determine if it will be Ryder ball or St. Peter's ball with 1:31 to play, and the Bronx trailing 53-49. And they're taking the time over there. This happened to Ryder late in the season against Canisius at home, and I don't want to say reversed the call, but they thought a ball might have went off of Taylor Wenzel, and they looked at it. It did not go off of Wenzel. Ryder got the ball back and a chance for a win, and they did. See what happens here.
Well,
now they brought a third referee in.
Yeah, that's about as much scrutiny as you can give one viewing, one TV viewing.
So, as we look across the way with the replay required at any Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference game, 3 referees now convene to take a look at it, and we will see what happens here. 1:31 to play. St. Peter's leads Ryder 53-49. They've led most of the way. Ryder took a brief lead to start the second half, but that went away.
And now they talk about it. After they viewed it, now they still talk about it, say, okay, are we all on the same page here?
Yeah, this is
huge. This is a huge call.
And I thought it was cut and dry, but obviously it was not. Now they're pointing to St. Peter's.
Uh-oh.
And they're bringing Coyle and Milligan over. They can't. Oh boy! So they're actually Pat's assistant coach is going to go over, and Lynn Milligan, Ryder head coach, is there.
Well, you'll tell by the expression on one of their faces if.
And what's going to happen here?
Looks like it's going to stay.
Oh, Emily Frazzini's clapping. So what happens?
No, she's clapping to get him pumped up.
Okay, it's going to go to St. Peter's. St. Peter's with 9 to shoot, 1:31 on the game clock. They lob it into Bethea. Shares on the right side with Mustafa in front of her own bench. Turn around by Bethea, no good, and Gilcrease gets the ball.
Fourth shot.
53-49, Ryder with the ball, 1:19 to play. They've got to convert here. to the post. Duggan matched up on the wing, back in tight. Duggan going to post against Bethia, up, too strong on the baseline. Ball taken by St. Peter's. Not a great look by Duggan. 1:04 left in the ball game. Whitfield across midcourt. Perkins challenges her, now fouls her. Emily Fazzini calls the team to the free throw line. And this game's not over yet. 59.4 seconds left. And shooting free throws will be Whitfield at the free throw line. Her first trip, 4 points on 2 for 2 shooting. For the season, she is 12 for 12. That's not a good sign.
So could you put the whammy on her right here?
Left-handed shooter, good on number 1.
It sure looked good leaving her hand.
San Diego, California product. 5'7". And a junior. Second one, short. Gilcrease with a rebound, 54-49. 57 seconds left. Ryder trails with a ball. This is Pillay. Darts. Looks. Got Fazzini. Fazzini, right side feed to Duggan. Using way too much clock. Jumper, Jules. Way too long. And Whitfield gets a rebound. Ryder's got a foul right away, and Pillay does. And they foul Smith. And a 1-and-1 for Antonio Smith. And the air is going out of the bubble slowly for the Ryder Bronx.
Well, if they're fast, if they get a stop and are forced to foul again, no matter what, it becomes a 2-shot foul from here on out.
Antonio Smith, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. 12 points, the senior, playing for a playoff life. And the first one is good.
Just to make it a 3-possession game right here.
Second one, true. And Pat Coyle's going to take a timeout. 40.3 seconds to play. Ryder trails on the scoreboard 56-49. And they will look back at this one. And 2 of the 3 seniors have kept them in this game. Fazzini with 15 points on 6 for 16 shooting. And Gilcrease, 11 points and 12 rebounds. And Rita, the double-double. Julia Duggan, 13 points, 15 rebounds. But just not enough right now.
I think they have to take this ball and just try to run it up the court as quickly as possible, attack the basket. If they get it 2, they get it 2. 40.3 if they get it up quickly. If you're St. Peter's, what you don't want to do is allow Ryder to come up and get a quick score.
No, Ryder defense has held St. Peter's back. Their last points from field goals at the 7-12 mark. So it's been 7 minutes. They can't capitalize. Well, they're using too much time. Duggan to Perkins in front of the bench. Now Perkins for 3. No good. Duggan got the rebound, and she is fouled immediately by Bethia.
And that's a good scenario for Ryder, that Julia will go to the line with the clock stopped. It's a bad scenario if you're St. Peter's. You don't want to see that, first of all, an offensive rebound, second of all, a foul to stop the clock. So Duggan goes to the line with 27-6 left, try to put 2 on the basket.
Now Bethia will foul out. That is her 5th. She'll foul out with 12 points, 10 rebounds. Her second double-double this season against Ryder. And Lynn Milligan will quickly call the charges over as they make the substitution.
Yeah. Pat Quayle uses her minute, I guess it is, to get her foul out substitution.
After this, it will be Niagara and Manhattan at 1:30. And don't forget the men in action Saturday at 7 o'clock against the 7-10 winner. Let's see if Julia Duggan at the free throw line, 3 for 5 here.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's taking Whitfield out.
And Dick, it's a 1-and-1, right?
Yeah, yes, it is. For Velas, it gives her a little bit more offense and a little bit more size.
27.6 left on the game clock. First free throw is good. 56-50. Duggan's second free throw pending. Ryder trailing. In the air, perfect. Duggan with 14 points, 16 rebounds.
Here's the stop you need.
Gilcrease guards the inbound. They get it into Smith. They try to trap her, and she is fouled. 25.7 seconds left, and they will run the length of the floor. Smith 4 for 6 after a slow start at the free throw line.
They almost had her on the sideline there. She almost went out of bounds with the catch and pivot the face up court. But then as she took the foul, they fouled her and almost bailed her out a little bit.
Shooting 2. Smith eyes up the first one. Good. It is a 6-point lead for St. Peter's with 25.7 to go. Cornelia Velasquite will come in for Marita Gilcrease for the 3-point opportunity. Smith takes a peek at number 2. Good.
Sends it back to a 3-possession game. Ball's in, down to 25 seconds left.
Play pushes into the front court. Minot will drive, and she goes up short. And a foul on Duggan going for the rebound. And the clock is still rolling here. They've got to turn the clock off. They just ran about 6 seconds off that clock.
They'll reset that easily.
Jules call with her second. So it looks like for the third time, the St. Peter's Peacocks will have Ryder's number in the postseason.
Well, we're only into the game clock and the
shot clock is
off.
And the game clock should be closer to about 17 seconds. Actually, probably closer to 19 seconds. Well, it's been a up and down year for the Ryder Bronx. Lynn Milligan closes out what maybe her eighth season. We're maybe closing out her 8th season. Pam Durkin has been with her the entire time. John Hampton in his first year. Chloe Hamilton in her second. And they will lose, if this is it, they will lose some outstanding young ladies in Rita Gilcrease, Lachey Banks, Emily Fazzini, and Cornelia Velasquite. But Dick, though, Lynn will clear ahead for a couple days and get right back at it.
And they will have, they've got at least one now because of Emily's late decision to leave, to graduate. They will now have a scholarship spot to fill.
18.7 seconds put on the clock as it will be Bridget Whitfield. Just made 2 free throws at the free throw line. Gets that one to go.
Even when she front rims it, she gets a nice roll.
Whitfield sees the second one, and that's going to put the nail in the coffin. 18.7 seconds left. St. Peter's leads 59-51. Velasquite for 3 from the right side. Good! 12.5 seconds left.
Go figure.
Lynn Milligan's going to take a timeout.
All right, so that's the scenario here. It's a 6-point game. Ryder's down by 6 with 12.5 seconds left. They're going to foul right away. St. Peter's is probably going to try to put the ball in the hands of Smith. I would say Smith or Whitfield. Probably Smith. And this is immediate foul, I would guess. You can't even wait to take time to set up a trap.
Coyle's going to put Vallis in as well. Well, she's only a 61% free throw shooter. Actually, she's not checking, excuse me. It will be Meyer, Mustafa, Smith, Hughes, and the last one I got Hughes and also Whitfield. Inbounding will be Mustafa. Duggan guards the inbound. 12.5 seconds left. Ryder down 6. St. Peter's gets the ball into Meyer, and Pillay went for the steal and foul instead.
That was a nice job because Meyer is the one you want.
I'm sorry, she knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, she did.
So inbounding now will be Mustafa from the Ryder bench. Gets it into Smith, fouled immediately with 10.2 seconds left, and we walk the floor to the free throw line again. Antonio Smith
made her last 4 out of 4, 6 out of 6.
Yeah, she's on a roll. She was 0 for 2 in her first one. She's gone 6 for 6 since then. First one by Smith is good. 7-point game, 3 possessions, 12.5, 10.2 seconds left, excuse me. Second one by the senior has been clutch, and it's good. She's had herself a whale of a game. She really has. Clutch from the free throw line down the stretch, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Perkins for 3. No. Goes out of bounds, and with 2.9 seconds left, all we will do is inbound, and that will be it. So the Ryder Bronc season will come to an end. They will finish at 11-20. St. Peter's will advance, improve to 5-25 with a 62-54 win. 10 beat 7 here in this Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference matchup. Post-game show next on 107.7 The Bronc.
Rider Sports on 107.7 The Bronc is underwritten in part by Pepper Hamilton. A proud sponsor of Rider University, Pepper Hamilton is a full-service law firm with more than